We have some absolutely insane, some bizarre conspiracy theories from the left wing in Ireland today, lads. We have a video here from a local self-confessed communist, Councillor Michael Cllr, whatever the hell his name is, on radio explaining that the far right, the right wing in Ireland, are now being military trained in explosives, weapons, and sniper rifles. This is like the most insane thing I've ever heard from the left. And that's saying something, because the left come out with more nonsense every single day. Lads, I would consider myself more right-leaning, more conservative. The closest thing that we've ever done to military training in this country is me wearing this military hat. I mean, completely clueless, lads.
Is Ireland approaching a tipping point where verbal abuse escalates into lethal violence? Michael Collum, you're the elected rep on the call. I'll go to you first.
Yeah, in terms of verbal abuse and violence towards public representatives, yeah, we see a massive increase in this. And that is concerning. And there is no doubt whatsoever. There is threats out there. The guards will not talk about this on radio, about any individual cases. There's threats right across the 30 or the 26 counties at least.
When he says that there's threats and the Gardaí won't talk about them, what he means is he's just spouting off bullshit, guys. He's making this up. He has no evidence to actually back his claims of this. That's what he means when he says that there's the Gardaí won't talk about this. Yeah, sure, buddy. Sure, man. Okay, we believe you. Back in the flipping Section 8, man. Back into the mental hospital, you nutcase.
And possibly within the occupied 6 counties, but also within our own county, that there are threats, and these threats need to be taken very, very, very serious. There is quite a lot of talk that the far right are now military training right across different parts of the country.
What?
There is strong belief, with intelligence to back it, that there is explosive training and that there are weapon and sniping training taking place. And this leaves us in a place where we haven't been for a very long time, and probably never been in terms of threats towards politicians from the far right. We've been here before, right? We need to be realistic about this too. It's the rise of extreme for me anyway, extreme hard right and fascism, and where the concern is obviously it's on the rise again. But all we have to do is look in relation to the 6 counties.
I see on the left very, very wealthy people profiteering. I see on the right very wealthy people.
I don't know anybody on the wealth that is very, very wealthy.
Really?
I don't.
Liberal politics.
In the circles that I run about, and I am of the left. I'm a communist. I'm a Republican. I don't know anybody on the left.
So as soon as you accumulate weight, you can't be of the left. I get where you're coming from.
Ira would just stop you bollocks. Let me just break down this idiot really quickly, because he can't even speak English properly. This guy, and along with everybody else on the left, when you hear them speak and they're like, and they're pausing and they can't explain sentences properly, that's when you know they're low IQ, stupid retards that can't understand anything. So the last thing he said right there is, off the bat, he said, well, nobody on the left is rich. And then he said, really? In liberal politics, everybody in Ireland that's left-leaning is super rich. The people that bring in the migrants are super rich. They're literally making $250 million. That's billion with a B, okay? Making millions and billions of euros, bringing in this EU, UN illegal migration. You have the Irish politicians that are all left-wing. Leo Varadkar, Micheál Martin, Simon Harris, all these massive politicians. Every politician is extremely rich. They all own houses. Complete moron. This guy is low IQ. These left-wing politicians, these councillors, are going to get destroyed. Just wait till I run in politics. Just wait, guys. The day is coming, and I'm going to eviscerate all these idiots out of politics. And the first and foremost point that he said in this was that the left wing don't commit violence. In reality, and this is EU, UN, Interpol, Europe stats by Interpol and Europol, 80% of crimes committed and arrests in the EU are from left wing people. The right wing only account for 2% of arrests. He is speaking out his ass. He is wrong. He is lying. He's spreading misinformation, spreading disinformation, and is a clown. If you look at the United States, All the mass shootings are committed now by transgender people, the left-wing people. All these shootings, the Charlie Kirk shooting, the Donald Trump shooting, all these mass school shootings now are by white, liberal psychopaths. This guy is talking absolute nonsense. He has no basis in reality for what he says. They're all lying. When I hear left-wing people talk, they only talk on emotion. They actually don't talk facts or statistics or anything actually that is rooted in based in facts. These people are idiots. I absolutely hate them. They are a complete clown show. They're trying to make us out to be like we're some sort of warlords that are harboring weapons and bombs and explosives and sniper rifles, and we're like Rambo running around now. We have guns and we're military training. They're completely crazy. They're all on SSRIs. I wouldn't listen to any of these people. They're all taking antidepressants, anti-anxiety, antipsychotic medications that are brain-altering medications that completely rot your brain and destroy your internal processing thought, so you're numb to the world, so then you go and carry out these mass shootings and these mass criminal attacks. The left-wing are extremely dangerous. When I go outside of my house in Ireland and I see a more right-leaning masculine man or a beautiful woman, I know immediately that they're right-leaning, they're more conservative, they care about themselves, they care about how they look, they want to make some money, they're actually rich, they're well-educated, they're beautiful people. When I see these left ogres with the blue hair and the nose ring, fat as shit, they have a cane, I immediately go on the defense. I immediately put my guard up and say, okay, these people are ready to fight, guys. These people are psychos. They're emotional. When you're emotional, guys, that's when you're dangerous. Okay, people on the right, we're calculated, we're concise, we're compendious. We know what we're going to say. We calculate ourselves before we take action. We don't just lash out like the left. Completely retarded. This guy is completely, absolutely 100% positively insane. He even admits that he's a communist. He's a socialist. Like our new president of the country, Catherine Connolly. Catherine Connolly, a self-proclaimed socialist as well. The socialists killed millions of people more than any right-wing party ever did in the history of the world. Mao's China, Stalin and Russia, they killed 50 million people, 60 million people combined. So this guy is completely clueless. Lastly, he says, well, I can't talk about this. Okay, this is all known by the police, but we can't talk about it. What he's really saying is that it's a conspiracy theory. He really has no basis in fact for this. Zero evidence. If there was actual evidence, he would give it, like I give on my channel every single day. Here we have some more psychopaths in the Irish government, more specifically, the left-wing communists of the Social Democrats. Here we have Sinead Gibney below talking about homeowner privilege, like it's some kind of bad thing and needs to be taxed to death. They want to tax now owning a home. These leftist parasites want you to own nothing and be happy. That's the whole message of the WEF. The big corporations, you'll own nothing and you'll be happy. We're going to run your lives. CDBCs, digital IDs, tracking devices. The left is a death cult. Understand when I tell you this, guys. The communist left, the Marxist, neo-Marxist liberals, whatever you want to call them on the left wing, they are a death cult. They want us all to die. The sooner people wake up on the right and more common sense, the better. Okay, if you see people in your family that are going into college or going down this woke mind virus path, wake them up, guys. Do not hold your tongue. Forever hold your peace, okay? Do not say nothing. Always speak up and tell them what the hell is going on in their lives.
Talking about the privilege of home ownership, because I want people to understand, like one of your texters yesterday texted in and said, I've worked hard all my life and I've paid for my property, you know, my mortgage, and I've worked hard to own it. And I fully recognise that. But just that comparison I've just made, there's somebody who, like me, has worked just as hard. Like I was a single mum in 2009, couldn't get my foot in the property ladder, and my dad had to go in on the mortgage with me. There was another Sinead with another daughter who's a single mum who didn't have their dad in that same position. And that family have since then paid hundreds of thousands into rent. And they are not going to see anything in terms of legacy. They're not in a position to move up the property ladder. And that's what I'm talking about when I talk about privilege of home ownership. I'm not saying then that you have to penalise people for it. But what I do think is that property tax is a progressive tax. And as we heard from the economists yesterday, if it doesn't come from there, it has to come from elsewhere. So a properly run local property tax regime is something that we absolutely do believe in. And then it's something that has to go back to the services in those local communities to allow for people then to enjoy it as a community, regardless of whether or not you're a homeowner or a renter.
Is that...
We want less taxes, you evil scumbags, you death cult Marxist, neo-Marxists. You are not going to win this fight. We are winning. To all my beautiful Irish right, we are winning. Never give up. Come together. This is the final push. They are running scared. We are going to win this fight, guys. The woke left Marxists are done for. We have won this fight completely. We're not taking their shit no more. We're winning, guys. The next news story seems like a good one on paper, but when I delved into it even more, it's extremely sinister. So this is the NHS making the morning after pill available for free across pharmacies in England. So those in need of free emergency contraception no longer have to see their GP or attend a sexual health clinic. Now on paper, this seems good, okay? You're a young, poor family. You can't pay £50 or €50, the price that it costs here for the morning after pill. Don't ask me how I know that, lads. Ladies, you know. Bad joke, guys, bad joke, okay? But yes, we have had to purchase that many a time in my lifetime. We're putting it down in the bedroom is what I'm trying to say. Okay. Oh, bro. All right, enough of the dumb jokes, guys. But on surface, it seems okay. But think about this, guys. Why are they bringing this into Western countries? You know, everything else in the UK you have to pay for. Your house, you know, positive things that add to your life. Why are these things that you have to pay for, but then this thing, which supposedly adds to your life, you don't have to pay for? I would suggest that anything you don't have to pay for takes away from you guys, to be perfectly honest. You know, is something that's bad. You know, you remember saw you in 2020, that was free. Now this is free. I mean, why did they bring this in England, a predominantly white British country? They want to kill off the population of the people, of course. An Arabic woman would never abort their baby. An African woman would never abort their baby. Only in our Western countries with white, ethnically Irish, British, Scottish, and Welsh people would they bring in free morning after pills so we can then abort the children. That's plain and simple what it is, guys. They want to get rid of the population of us, and it's population replacement at the end of the day. Even if you don't believe in that, it's basically happening en masse right now. The next news story we have here is the absolute idiot DJ Carey sentenced for defrauding 21 people over cancer treatment claims. So this guy, a former Kilkenny hurler, which is the GA, after 20 years of very successful career, maybe even longer, I'm not sure how long he played for, amazing successful career. All the lads back in primary school and secondary school used to love DJ Carey. DJ Carey, DJ Carey, they used to be obsessed with him. He has now completely tarnished his name, completely destroyed his name, because he went broke and he said, what's the best way to make money? Let me pretend that I have cancer. And he frauded people of like millions of euros. Like, it's absolutely disgusting to see. So yeah, good to see him getting charged and pleading guilty. I'm pretty sure he only pled guilty though to avoid a jail sentence. Like, he really doesn't give a shit about the people that he frauded. These people are all out for themselves. One of the comments down below is hilarious. It says that the GA is the GA seems to be a see you next Tuesday factory. Okay, it seems to be a shit factory with people coming in and out of it that are just assholes that screw over the country of Ireland. Not everybody. I think the GA absolutely has some good things that pushes culture, pushes heritage, but the organization, a lot of brown envelopes, a lot of flipping corruption, guys. Same as the Irish government, same as the Garda Síochána. You know, we like to talk about the mass illegal immigration destroying the country. I like to talk about that every single day. But when we talk about the Gardaí, the Irish government, and the GA, the three stooges together, oh yeah, it's a bad rap for us, guys. And the last news story we have here is a video that I did many years ago. It says, in Ireland, artists, designers, musicians, and other creative professionals have started receiving €1,500 a month just doing what they love. So this is an artist scheme that I talked about maybe 2 or 3 years ago, back when I was making literally zero money from YouTube. I was broke as a joke, living off my flipping savings, okay? I was never on the dole, for everyone wondering. They're like, oh, Chris is on the dole. The longest I've ever taken welfare in Ireland is probably like 6 weeks, 12 weeks, something like that, because I just couldn't find a job after college, and I had no money. I would literally starve to death, and I was like putting shit together. I was like, God, I need to make money somehow. So yeah, I was on it for like 6 to 12 weeks, literally nothing, guys. But yeah, the whole time I was on YouTube, never took the dole, saved up, used my own wages to save up, invested in myself, took a risk. But now, of course, I applied for this stipend. I applied for this grant that the government were giving out. Because me personally, I push Irish culture, I push Irish heritage. With the Militia Festival, I push all these different festivals. With the Militia Festival 2 coming up very soon, guys. Check it out, November 1st. Go buy your tickets for the Militia Festival 2. But I push all these different festivals and these cultural revivals, and I got rejected. And I have one of the largest YouTube channels on the flipping platform in terms of views, 1 million long-term views per month. I don't get any love. I am in a thankless job right here. Not that I should be getting any thanks, but maybe I should get some sort of flipping monetary reward for the shit that I'm putting out. No, they give it to people that are doing paintings, which is good. I like to see my friend. I have a friend in particular that does amazing paintings around Galway City. He should absolutely get this. But a lot of these people I've seen, they're doing bullshit, guys. They're playing the accordion. It's just nonsense. It's not actually helping the culture whatsoever. Unless they're pushing it to tourists and pubs and stuff, I understand that. But I know a couple people through the grapevine, through the flipping water cooler, that got this flipping stipend, got this grant, and they're doing nothing with it whatsoever, guys. They're completely not adding anything to Irish culture or society whatsoever. Because this is supposed to specifically push Irish culture and heritage. And I would argue I do that every single day. I love you all. If you want to support me so I can help support you guys, push back against the woke mainstream media and the woke Irish government, hit the join link underneath the video. Become a member today. And I'll see you all in the next one, lads. Peace.